Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one it is Congo Bongo, which was released in 1983 for Commodore 64 by Sega, I believe. And this was a cartridge based game, which were not that common in 83. They were also rather more expensive than cassette based games, which, well, certainly those of us in the UK mostly had cassettes. This was about 15 quid at the time. Anyway, let's get a game underway, because it is determined to get us to start it rather than let us see the title page. So, right, here we go. So this is a platform game, and you are this explorer geezer here, and you have to make your way around the 3D environment, and basically avoiding the water hazards and these things that look a bit like misshapen beach balls, or maybe they're rugby balls, that the gorilla is busy throwing away. So clearly this gorilla is based on Kong from Donkey Kong. But anyway, we got to the top of the level. That's level 1 completed. So again, we have to reach the gorilla here, but this time we have to try and get over this vast expanse of water by jumping on fucking hell, jumping on the animals and what have you that are floating around in it, a la Frogger. There we go. And we can get onto the island. Oh, fuck that right up. And that's game over. Yeah, that was one of the shittiest games I've had for a while. Yeah, it was a Sega game. Right, anyway, let's get another game underway. He seems to throw his oh, fucking hell, went there too quickly. He seems to throw his purple rugby balls in batches of 3. So if I can, oh, fucking hell, if I can avoid them, or at least avoid the 3, then yeah, I'm okay. I've got to try and, yeah, this first one's bouncing straight down here, and now he hasn't done any more. Fuck it. Right, let's see if I can get here quickly enough. There we go. He's not going to throw any more. Okay, I'll say until I got up here. There we go. Right, so I reached the top and onto level 2. Oh, fucking nowhere near it. Jesus Christ. I used to be able to get past this fucking level every fucking time. So you gotta wait for the yeah, the title page to actually disappear before you can actually get the game started. So no, I'm determined to get past level 2. Fuck it. Okay. Thought I'd fuck that right up. I'm not... I was about to say, I don't know what those fucking monkeys are all about on this level, because they don't seem to actually do anything. You don't lose a life if you hit them. So, there we go. Let's see if I can actually get past this fucking bit. I'm sure I was on there, mind you. With this game, it's hard to tell sometimes. And likewise. Fuck's sake. Right, well, let's get on with the review then, shall we? So, graphics. I mean, for 83, the graphics aren't that bad actually, I don't think. I mean, okay, they are horrendously blocky, and you know, it's expanded sprites almost everywhere, so they look very fucking, you know, blocky and chunky and not all that good. But I mean, for 1983, I mean, they're not all monochrome. Your character isn't monochromatic. Old Kong up the top there, he's not monochromatic. So so yeah, they're not awful. Actually, I don't think they're too bad, say, for 83. The big problem is the perspective. I mean, again, for its time, it's quite ambitious to actually create a 3D arcade game. But the perspective is just fucking horrible, and it does not work because there are so many areas where you think, oh, okay, right, yeah, I can make that jump or whatever, and then you realise you're nowhere near it, or you succeed in making a jump and you think, well, I didn't look like I was getting anywhere near fucking getting, you know, landing on that thing. Alright, let's try it. That's too early again. And that was my last life. There is another thing about the game that I am desperately trying to show you, but I'm just constantly fucking it up. It's the game itself is not difficult at all. It's I think it was aimed at younger players because it's very simplistic. Despite the fact that I'm making it look fucking hard, by the fact that I just cannot get past level 2. So here we go. So we get off level 1 straight away. Now there is a time limit. You can see the 5,000 there just by the webcam. That's your timer. You have to complete the level before that reaches 0. So even in 83 Commodore 64 games, you've got this time limit, which well, yeah, it's well known. I detest the fact that there are time limits in games. Now I'm gonna fucking try and time this. There we go. So somehow I managed to get on here. Now the tough part, you've got to get past that, whatever that fucking blue thing is. I've got no idea. I think it's meant to be a charging rhino, but I don't know too many blue rhinos. And it's not as if the Commodore 64 didn't have grey in its colour palette. So yeah. I think this is my last life. Oh, what the fuck was that? Okay, this must be my last life then. You don't get any extra lives. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, the thing I'm trying to show, but I'm just fucking it up all the time, is that that second level, that's the last level. Once you complete that, the game just loops around. It's just these two levels, and as far as I can see, there is no difference in terms of the difficulty level when the game loops. So that is the main thing that makes me think it's aimed at younger players, because it's just so simple, so basic, so fucking no problem at all getting through level 1. So onto the audio. The music, well, okay, yeah, the music is abysmal, but I mean, there actually is some, which is surprising. I'm going to try a different fucking route. So yeah, I mean, the fact that there actually is some music in the game for a 1983 game, that's a big surprise, a very welcome surprise. Oh fucking, why am there? The actual sound effects, well, there aren't very many. There's the sound effects when you jump. Now what fucking happened there as well? So that's the problem again with the perspective. All I did was try and move a little bit on the back of that yellow hippo, and yeah, you fall off again. I mean, the title page is far from inspiring, but well, at least it has one, I suppose. I mean, you look at Shadowfax that I just reviewed, and that doesn't even have a title page, so. So, how do I rate it? Well, it's not great. I mean, okay, let's, not forget that this is a 1983 game. It's extremely early. But yeah, the biggest problem with it is that it has this 3D, but because the perspective is so fucking, well, fucked up, it is extremely difficult to try and do things like that, trying to position yourself on the back of these things that you're riding on. You've got no idea if you're about to fall off it or not, and then when you're moving around the 3D landscape, it's a fucking mess, and then fucked up there. So it doesn't get much of a rating, that's for sure. I mean, I have played worse games. I mean, age-old thing. I compare this to the A-Team. This has had far more effort put into it than the A-Team did. That really is damning with faint praise, but nevertheless it is true. And I mean, it's not so dreadful that it goes into the minuses, not at all. I've played far worse, but obviously I have played far, far better. So it's not as boring and repetitive as Shadowfax, so you cunt. So I'll score it more than I gave Shadowfax. So I will score this 3 out of 10, because, well, say, nice idea, but the execution is terrible. The perspective doesn't work most of the time. It makes it really difficult to judge it. So I'm fairly sure I did actually land on that, whatever that fucking green thing is that I'm jumping on. I assume it's a turtle or something. And then there's also the small detail that there are only 2 levels. After this level it just loops back round to level 1 again with seemingly no difference. So I score it 3 out of 10. I mean, for sheer nostalgia, when you consider that this was released in '83, you might want to take a look at it, but there really isn't anything here to make you think, yeah, I'll keep this one. No, that's not going to happen. So there's Congo Bongo for Commodore 64. 3 out of 10. Quite forgettable stuff. So that brings this review to an end, and we will see you at the next one.